Well, right now, representatives in the U.S. Congress are debating whether to impeach President Trump again, this time for inciting his supporters to storm the Capitol last week.
He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love.
It's not just about impeachment anymore. It's about canceling, as I've said, canceling the president.
Blatant disregard to the rule of law by the tyrant president.
The House's action today will only extend the division longer than necessary.
I can't think of anything that would unify this country more if there was a big bipartisan vote in favor of impeachment.
With just days left in office for U.S. President Donald Trump, it appears he is now facing his second impeachment. The charge is inciting insurrection. That is the charge being leveled in the article of impeachment drawn up and being voted on as we speak by the U.S. House of Representatives. And this is what Donald Trump has to say in response to his accusers.
On the impeachment, it's really a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in the history of politics. It's ridiculous. I think it's causing tremendous danger to our country, and it's causing tremendous anger.
Emotions are running high in the aftermath of what happened just a week ago on Capitol Hill when Trump's supporters stormed into the halls of the U.S. Congress and damaged property. There were deaths. It was quite an incident. Folks are referring to it as the Capitol Hill riots. And in light of that, we have at this point even some Republicans that favor removing Donald Trump via impeachment. This is what we heard from Liz Cheney, a Republican representative of Wyoming.
There has never been a greater betrayal by a president of the United States of his office and his oath to the Constitution. I will vote to impeach the president.
15,000 National Guard troops have been deployed to Washington, D.C. They've been sleeping in the halls of Congress on the stone floors, and they will remain in Washington, D.C. until the ratification and inauguration of Joe Biden on January 20th. And at this point, it looks like Donald Trump could very well be facing his second impeachment trial very soon. The goal of Democrats, with impeaching Trump just days before he's set to leave office anyway, is to make sure he can never run for office again. Donald Trump is the third president in U.S. history to be impeached. Andrew Johnson was impeached. Bill Clinton was impeached. And Donald Trump has already been impeached once over his phone call with Ukrainian leader Zelensky, and this would be his second impeachment proceeding. So all eyes on Capitol Hill. We've got the military. We've got the whole country watching. It's quite a tense moment as it appears that the final moments of Donald Trump's leadership in the United States may be upon us, with the whole country watching to see if he goes out via impeachment. Certainly nothing new in the rage against Trump for Democrats, but now they've got former Trump administration officials to back them up.
We want to avoid the risk of criminalizing political differences, but that understanding has nothing to do with what happened at the Capitol. It's impossible to characterize Trump's incitement of the riot as having anything to do with the legitimate exercise of his executive power. Just the opposite.
So how exactly does this take place procedurally? What is the process by which a second impeachment will go down? For Democrats, this is about removing Donald Trump from politics for life with a conviction in the U.S. Senate. They are hoping to move very quickly and seize the moment where so much is in their favor. So what exactly is the legal basis of the Democrats' impeachment article? It gets a little bit shaky. Is Donald Trump legally accountable for what his supporters did on Capitol Hill? Are the words he used to allegedly incite them the kind of thing you can get prosecuted for? Back in 1948, the National Board of the Communist Party was sent to prison for excerpts they had published from the writings of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. However, the U.S. Supreme Court changed their mind in 1957 in the famous Yates versus the United States ruling.
Doubtlessly, dictators have to stamp out causes and beliefs which they deem subversive to their evil regimes. But governmental suppression of causes and beliefs seems to me to be the very antithesis of what our Constitution stands for.
In 1969, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a leader of the Ku Klux Klan had the right to advocate what he called acts of revengeance against members of Congress on television. In 1982, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the NAACP was not responsible for acts of violence and vandalism that were carried out by people who got fired up by speeches at their rally. So if the window of freedom of speech is this wide open, even regarding speech that leads to violence, how can Donald Trump be legally held accountable for what some of his supporters did on Capitol Hill? Emotions are running high right now. Many Americans are so upset by what they saw on Capitol Hill that legal details might get lost. It's a volatile situation as we head toward Donald Trump's second impeachment. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.